torpedoes used. Ken's time with a dive, and Joker, there's no help for him. Great spot to find that kid super, and SK can only look on as they lose their captain.
Yeah, Joker couldn't get himself inside the wall in time, and now straight off the spawn and trying to get maximum value. Look, Rio is low here as well, but Joker missed the swipe. Now he picks it up. OPE though traded out. Moyes gonna go for Joker surely here, but a great gadget from Yoshi. He might give the ball away, choosing to retain it, but Joker coming back now with OPE just in the nick of time.
SK need a meeple super to get some poke down on Crazy Raccoon. It's too easy to dodge away from these long shots. Joker with a hypercharge though, every slap doing full damage. He's able at least to clear them some room. Now, you have what you need for SK. Meeple super in the middle, give Ope clear sight lines to land these shots. He's got the defensive option in the super. Keep an eye out for that.
Oh, what a dash from Joker there to avoid 10 slides. OPE
double kill!
Where's the double? Can Yoshi pass it forwards now? Milk Rio's the last man standing for CR, and SK need this set. It's in! SK Gaming get the goal that they need, and the timer is low. Surely now they can just hold their own. It could be a set.
No one knows how to park the bus like SK Gaming, but it's a new era for this team, and they've got teeth this time around. Joker charges forward, going for it. Ope here, able to pass the ball up, but Joker is too low. That offense fizzles out for SK Gaming, but they can fall back to halfway. They've got to respect this kid's super arc.
Joker has got hypercharge as well. He's going to need it really for his team now, especially now that Tensai has joined Moya. OPE has to as well, goes for the pass actually, and Joker always went for it. CR baiting it. Yoshi there though for support pass.
It's an open goal!
And that's an open goal! No matter what, Charlie can walk this one in. They knew. SK Gaming keep themselves alive. They bring back a set.
That's more like it. It's a prime SK Gaming, not old SK Gaming. It's the new look from this team. These guys have some killers. When there's a jugular to go for, they will bite down. Joker leads the way, charging up the map, looking to get that shade damage in. And Ope's multi-taps were absolutely instrumental. 385 damage on Maisie, who we rarely see since 2023. Makes her way back in and shows us how potent her kit is against this Hank composition.
It's funny that so many teams have deviated away to other brawlers when it comes to answering the Hank. But OPE was always so good with Maisie. And it's not in the worst of spots, showing just how beautiful he can make it work. Joker as well had a tough time in that game because ultimately Jae Young with the Weekend Warrior gadget can just punish the action if he wants to go on the aggressive. He's going to be more calculated in that approach. For SK Gaming, that was a must-win set in my opinion, just based purely on how they looked off the back of that first set defeat. They have to have some wind in their sails, or that could have gone very ugly.
Any other team in SK Gaming's shoes, though, with this competition could have fallen flat. There are so many things that need to go right for them here against just a broadly powerful comp featuring Kit and Hank. Yoshi, the prime facilitator here. Those supers set Ope up to get early damage down because you're on a map where it's hard to win the poke war. There are so many barriers, so many things that block your line of sight as Macy, and your main tool is your ability to get that damage from a safe distance. If the Meeple super's not up, SK Gaming find themselves losing ground, giving up map control. They fight back in because they have the secret weapon. It's Joker on the shade.
Coach Pedro's parents in the crowd. You know that they're going to be cheering at the top of their lungs for their boy. And so far, SK tied things up, and now some smiles start to shine on their faces because it was a very different story in that first set, but what a difference it made. Brawl Ball going their way, but now on to Dueling Beetles and Hot Zone. And you've got to be very cautious here. It's a very unforgiving map. Brawlers like Pam for survivability, Ruffs to bring your teammates really into the forefront. I think that Draco's a bit of a consideration here. Kaze as well. Those aggressive brawlers and the tanky ones too. The Hanks, you can be sure they're not banned. They're probably going to be picked. Let's see how the teams are feeling about the bans are in Juju, Ruffs and Charlie for SK, Pam, Hank and Mina for Crazy Raccoon.
If the winds are blowing the right way, we might have a Yoshi Gale game on our hands. We've seen less and less of that pick, but in the lead up we realize that it can be very powerful still on this map. Finks comes in for SK. Just incredible. As part of SK's game plan, we saw this earlier today, they just rotate one player at a time onto the hot zone at all times. Finks is going to assist with that staying power. SK Gaming, especially between Ope and Yoshi, always have someone rotating in and out. The Pam is not going to be an option for them, and that sustain was kind of part of the game plan that lets them always have someone's foot on the point. They need to find another form of sustain innately if they can get it. and damage mitigation via Finks' super can certainly help.
Meeple coming in for Crazy Raccoon. A very dominant gadget that can just really ensure that the entirety of your opposition cannot reach the zone. Legendary drop coming forwards as well. Fingers crossed for you, my man. Let's see what we get.
What do we got? Okay,
I hope and pray that you get your wish.
He better add you. That is next level, brother. Hats off to you. Okay, it's Crazy Raccoon here, of course, looking for our next pick in the draft. It's going to be the Crow. Now, again, Crow's shield is massive. 40% damage reduction. That's flat. It's not up to a certain amount. It's 40% for the whole duration of those 3 seconds. That makes this Crow, which only has about 5,500 health, actually much tankier than he seems, especially against sources of high burst damage. So keep that one in your back pocket. Boy will also have the ability to dive in to try and clear out anyone from SK who's trying to heal up, who's trying to get out of the fight. Again, the gameplay, remember, is slow and steady for SK. They really are patient. They just make sure they're always getting percentage. Gray here, I feel like, is a great round out to this setup. Hank is not available, so you don't have that combo at your disposal. But there are a number of brawlers you can send hurtling towards Crazy Raccoon, and Draco will be the choice for SK Gaming.
That's a big pick for Crazy Raccoon, so credit to SK. Take it off the board, use it for yourselves. Makes a ton of sense. The last stand, of course, as a gadget, will keep the Draco alive for much, much longer, with the ability to slow down time with the Finks. Those dodges and shoots could be much easier to do, and the flames are going to be coming at Crazy Raccoon in full force. Gale is their answer. It's not a bad one in my opinion, and a good shout from you as well. I think on this map, it makes a lot of sense, not necessarily top of the meta, but definitely a circumstantial brawler that can get some good value.
I feel like it is a concession though. Crazy Raccoon realize they've not been able to secure the Draco when there's no tank that they really feel comfortable pitting into them, so they have to take a countermeasure. We know how powerful Gale is, but he can really struggle in some of those longer lanes. He has to go up against Finks and Gray, 2 brawlers that will have his number. This has to be a perfect Gale game, even if he's well positioned against the Draco. There's so much else at work.
Milkrio's going to be running Twister, and if they can get deep in within that center area to place it down, it will block off SK, and Draco will really have to bring those dimensional doors in another side for his team. So far, it's Crazy Raccoon now that are tiptoeing their way onto the zone, as SK has a pretty decent start for the most part. And now OP already brings the flames to the party.
Now, Joker steps up and then TP's out. He baits the dive in from Moyer and then cleans him up. SK have a slim lead, but Joker is not healthy enough to fight. He'll send some shots out, but this will further delay things. But that dimensional door will allow for Ope to appear in the midst of the point, but he doesn't have time to use that last stand gadget at all.
Yeah, it disappears equally as quickly as appearing. Now, Tensai Low, but has the support here of Milkrio, who will slow down OP, force him back with the Gale Force. And now it's going to be SK Gaming that are doing a fantastic job of retaining this mid. Hypercharge in for Tensai, but look at that. That's exactly what you want. Bring in a fixed score. These shots can be much easier to avoid.
Bro is Neo right now. Yoshi dodging as much as he possibly can, and he's done enough. SK now have a nice, healthy lead, and Ope is going to be knocked back by that Gale's super, though, not able to stay in the fight. SK still have a dimensional door in play. Joker actually has that expire. To be Ope now under hypercharge conditions. They're going to go for it here. Walking Cane doesn't hit, but it doesn't have to. Ope never had to use the super until now. And Milkrio, in a song of fire and ice, it's going to be the Draco that wins out, and that's dangerous. He almost delivered Draco in his own teammate's midst, but Moy was able to capitalize, pick him off. SK have a lead. Now, they've got to capitalize.
Back to the Finks, the gadgets, no dice. OP trying to push his way forwards now with the Lick of Flame. The Joker has as well a dimensional door. So far, Crazy Raccoon are holding very much firm on this zone. A jump down for Moya, a trade there as well, but Yoshi, the 1 versus 2, is really going to struggle as Crazy Raccoon keep the high ground. One last ditch attempt from OP,